Peace, brothers and sisters in humanity. Alright, today, let's just listen, yeah? That's right. Right, we're looking for the straight path, okay? But let's hear what a mufti says, right? He's talking about a sirrat, right? What is a sirrat? In the Quran, I'll come to it in a minute. But what this lot are saying, you have to listen for yourself.
The bridge that goes over the fire of hell, hellfire, it is known as الصراط.
That's a sirrat, yeah? According to this guy. And not according to this guy, according to his books, because he just repeats.
منكم إلا واردها كان على ربك حتما مقضيا ثم ننجي الذين اتقوا ونذر الظالمين فيها جثيا.
Now he brought up a verse talking about wariduha, that word in Arabic, wariduha, right? Just remember this, right? Remember this. And all these people, look at them, look at the sheep here. Look how many just listening to him, thinking this guy is up there, is smart, is clever, he knows what he's talking about, and they follow him to death, basically. Well, let's finish it.
It's about this bridge, and he says, every one of you is going to cross over this bridge. It is definitely something that Allah has already written. It's going to be done. And the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ says that bridge is as thin as a hair.
You heard that hadith, yeah?
Those who were good and they built the correct bridges on earth with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to start with, they will be able to cross the bridge in a flash of lightning. Those who were sinful, that they will cross it slower and slower and slower, and some will struggle and some will fall over into hellfire. Imagine you are doing tight roping. You know what's a tight roping? When you are walking, subhanallah, on a rope that happens to be between maybe two high places and you're balancing. Some people are experts. They can run. Some people, subhanallah, they walk. Some people, they take their time, but they get to the other side. Those are all winners. You and I, what would we do? I think I would look at it and say, not my job. Not me. You guys carry on. That is the dunya. It's normal for us to be frightened if we don't know how.
Now he's gone to gibberish. Okay, let's finish that. Let's not carry on with that bullshit he says after trying to explain
but
something
you know what?
that is not in in Islam at all, right? I mean, this lot, right? But since I was young, this lot, when describe what God is, after reading the most merciful, right? So if you've been doing good all your life, they have a hadith about you be tortured in not if you good, no, they have hadiths about the grave. We be tortured in the grave, and obviously they always say the mu'mineen, like them, right? Them, they're gonna be saved, right? And the rest of us we're gonna be like tortured in the grave, right? Tortured in the grave. Okay. That's the hadith. Why there's nothing in the Quran like this, right? Now he's saying, after someone's been really good all his life, and he has to go past this. So he has to see hellfire, okay? So God, God gonna torture him, right? He's been good all his life, right? It's been great. He's been like whatever he's been, right? He's been doing great. He's been good. He's been perfect, right? He has to go past it. He said he has to go past that bridge, which is like thinner than a knife or something, right? But he's trying to make it up like the good ones go past it fast, and the other ones struggle, and some of them fall inside. So he's saying that there's a bridge over hell, and then we have to go past it so we can see it. We can see that, we can hear it, we can see it. I mean, all of us, right? Even the good ones, not just the horrible ones. So me and Hitler, we're gonna go past it. And to them, me and Hitler are both gonna fall, because I believe in the Quran only, right? So now let's take that word, wariduha, right? Same verse, and see. When I tell you, these guys have got no idea What are they saying about the Quran? They love singing it to make people believe that it's actually true. But I'll take this guy, all right, Mr. Mufti. Let's talk a little bit. Okay. Let me just get to the point. All right, let me just to this. All right, now let's go to chapter 21, verse 97 and verse 98, which is Surah Al-Anbiya. What does it say in Arabic? Right? I'll read it. No, I don't sing it. I don't sing my Quran. I'll read it so I can understand it. إنكم وما تعبدون من دون الله حسب جهنم أنتم لها واردون. Okay, واردون is واردها واردون. That means that's where you're gonna end up. Okay. لو كان هؤلاء آلهة ما وردوها وكل فيها خالدون لهم فيها زفير وهم فيها لا يسمعون. So now God is talking. He said وكل واردها, like he said واردها. He's saying that either good or bad, you're going to go past that bridge. That bridge doesn't exist. It exists in their heads and their hadiths, right? So God is saying here, whoever goes in it, واردها, right? It's the mushrikeen, and they're mushrikeen and they're gods, right? On earth, obviously. The idol worshippers and the people that they worship. He's talking those who are going to go to hell. Those who are end up there, واردها, right? So, and then after that, إن الذين سبقت لهم منا الحسنى أولئك عنها مبعدون لا يسمعون حسيسها وهم فيما اشتهت أنفسهم خالدون. Now he's talking about the good people. That you're not gonna, God is gonna take them away from that. They're not gonna see that, and they're not even gonna hear the sound of it. The sound of the hell. They can't hear it. Okay? Let me read both verses in English so people can understand what this Mufti is lying about. All right, the both verses now. And you and the idols you worship besides God will be fuel for hell. This is where you end up. Where we doing? Where we doing? That's where you end up. Okay? And then, if those were gods, all right, he said God, and if those were gods, they would not have ended up in hell. See, these people you worship, thinking the gods and mufti and all that, all right? If they were God, if they were like whatever they're promising you about going past this bridge up hell or something like that, they will not ended up in God, in hell, all right? Right. وما كانوا فيها واردون. They don't end up in there, okay? And they all be in it forever. They will sigh and groan therein, and in it they will not be able to hear. All right? They don't hear nothing. They're just in there, they don't hear nothing except what's in there. Do you know what I'm saying? In hell. And God says, as for those who deserved our magnificent reward, they will be protected from it. They will not hear its hissing. They will enjoy everything they desire forever. So, does this verse is here telling you that we're going to go past the bridge? Or this bridge, and this we have to go, and some of us have to struggle to go in there. And does it really? Or does it just talk about the people that go to hell? It's just the people, واردها, because he's trying to use that word. وَكُلٌّ مِّنكُمْ واردها. God is talking about these people here. It's clearly talking about the people, the disbelievers, and their gods. Okay, clearly. That's who is going to go to hell. There's no bridge over hell because it has doors. God, I mean, I can bring 200 verses about how people they're gonna be dragged to hell. Do you know what I'm saying? By this and by angels, and that hell has doors. You see, that doesn't have a bridge, and we don't fall on it. Do you know what I'm saying? We got whoever's going to hell is going through a door, not through a bridge. You get it, guys? You get it? Now, let's go for real. Let's just be normal. Right, just be normal and find out what is a Siraat. What is a Siraat? Okay, I mean, you Sunnis and Shia, you read this verse every time. Some of you 5 times a day, some of you 7 times a day, some of you 3 times a day. You read that verse. It is chapter 1, alright? Chapter 1, Surah Al-Fatiha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Okay, صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. We don't say Ameen. Ameen is not with the Fatiha, right? I mean, you actually added a word to the verse that's not there. Okay, all right. Let's read the verse in English. Praise be to God, Lord of the universe, most merciful, owner of the day of judgment. You alone we worship. You alone we ask for help. Guide us. Guide us. First of all, ihdina, right? Ihdina, right? Right? Guide us to the right path. The path of those who you blessed, whom you blessed. Not for those who have deserved wrath, nor of the strays. Okay? So, you asking God, right, every day you read, to guide you, right, to this straight path, right? So he's not going to guide you through a bridge, is he? To this straight path. Every day you read it 5, 6 times a day, and you ask God to guide you to this straight path, right? Siraat al-Mustaqim, right? But how do you know if you were guided or not? Because when I tell you guys, when I tell the Sunnis I'm guided, like, Alhamdulillah, Hadanillah, they go mad. They go crazy. You can't say that. How do you know? Because how the hell do you ask God to guide you and you don't know how you're going to be guided, and you don't know if you are guided or not? So you can spend the rest of your life quoting this verse, right? Saying it back to God, right? And you asking him as dua, yeah? As dua, to guide you to the straight path, but you don't know how. You don't even know how you feel if you're guided, and what happens if you're guided. You don't know nothing. And someone like me tells you that I am guided, you go mad. You don't believe it. Who do you think you are? A prophet? Who do you think you are? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but no, because you don't know your Quran. Let's go into it a little bit so you understand. You know when you're guided. First of all, you feel it. A second thing, you know if you're guided. There is no way you don't know. You know what I mean? Because that's what the Quran is here for us to read it, understand it, and then basically follow it. Right? So, after that, I mean, at verse 1, you're asking for guidance and for the straight path. But I'll tell you what, most of the Sunnis, right, probably 99.9%, they don't know what a straight path is. They really don't know. Right? But I will explain to them what straight path is. From the Quran itself. Not from my head, not from a mufti. I'm giving you verses. Right? I'm not asking anyone to follow me. Right? Do not follow me. Follow your senses, your brain, whatever God gave you. Right? First, your logic, everything. Right? Do not follow me. But if what I'm saying it makes sense, you can read up to it. You can go to the Quran and read the Quran yourself. I'm not responsible for you, and you're not responsible for me. I can't take you to heaven or pass that bridge. Right? I can't do that. It's not me who does that. It's the Creator. Right? That's all. So, and God, it's funny. It's funny how the Quran just, it's not funny. It's so like, how can you not see this? How can you be so blinded? Right? The chapter 2, which is Surah Al-Baqarah, God starts it. Right? He's telling you how I guide you. What guides you? He's telling you. He's telling you in the verse after that. Right? Chapter 2 from verse 1. Right? Surah Al-Baqarah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. Right, in English. This book is infallible. A guidance for the righteous. So this book, look funny. Look when God say the book, a book, yeah, when he called it a book, he said, is a guidance for the righteous, who believe in the unseen and do the salat, and from our provisions to them they will give charity. So basically God said, He told you who's the righteous. The righteous are the one who believe in the unseen. So I believe in the unseen. I believe in whatever he's talking about here is part of the unseen, and the Prophet does not know the unseen, as he said it himself. أنا لا أعلم الغيب. Okay? He does not know the unseen. He said it in the Quran, right? But to these people, they know the unseen because apparently their Prophet told them about it. And the same Prophet that said in the Quran, I don't know any unseen. I'm only a man like you. Right? So these people, they're not the muttaqeen because they know the unseen. Right? For me, I believe in the unseen. Right? So the muttaqeen, the righteous, right? They are the people who believe in the unseen. They don't have to know about it. They don't have to, if it's not in the Quran, we don't need to ask for it because I know it's the truth. Right? This is it, I believe in that because I believe in this book. You understand? And do the salat, not praying, not rituals, right? To follow closely, right? And from our provisions to them, they give to charity. So this is the muttaqin. This is the righteous people. Yeah? This is it, right? And this book is a guidance to these people, to these righteous people, the whole book. Right? The whole book, right? And then we're going to look for another verse. Let's find other verses be saying the same thing. And then God, in the same chapter, chapter 2, verse 185. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس. Right? Look here. هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. Now God here said, all right, look, Ramadan is the month during which the Quran was revealed, providing guidance for the people. Huh? So, when it was a book, it was guiding for the righteous. But when God said the Quran, He said guidance for the people, everyone. Do you know what I'm saying? A Quran, it's a guidance for everyone. Everyone. So if you read it, right, it will guide you. What does it guide you? The Quran will guide you to righteousness. Okay? So, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم is with this Quran. God is telling you, I can only guide you with this Quran. Right? On all these verses, God didn't say the Prophet guidance or any one's guidance or Bukhari, or He guides you with a hadith, or He guides you with a mufti, or He guides you with anything. He said, I'll guide you with the Quran. If you believe in it, first of all. If you don't believe in it, you're never going to be guided. So if you don't read your Quran and find out what's in it, you're never going to be guided, because that's the promise from God. He can only guide you with the Quran, but you have to do your work. Now, I want to know this, because what it is, we keep asking God to guide us to the straight path, or Siraat al-Mustaqim. So, what is the Siraat al-Mustaqim? I have to look for it in the Quran. What is the Siraat? What's this straight path? What is it? What is it? Because you lot are all confused. You think it's a bridge or something, right? But let's go to Surah Al-An'am, chapter 6, verse 51. قل تعالوا أتلوا ما حرم ربكم عليكم ألا تشركوا به شيئا وبالوالدين إحسانا ولا تقتلوا أولادكم من إملاق نحن نرزقكم وإياهم ولا تقربوا الفواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن ولا تقتلوا النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ذلكم وصاكم به لعلكم تعقلون ولا تقربوا مال اليتيم إلا بالتي هي أحسن حتى يبلغ أشده وأوفوا الكيل والميزان بالقسط لا نكلف نفسا إلا وسعها وإذا قلتم فاعدلوا ولو كان ذا قربى وبعهد الله أوفوا ذلكم وصاكم به لعلكم تذكرون. And the verse after that, وإن هذا صراطي مستقيما فاتبعوه ولا تتبعوا السبل فتفرق بكم عن سبيله ذلكم وصاكم به لعلكم تتقون. So all these laws, all these commandments, God is saying, this is my straight path. So when you're asking God Right, let me read it in English. So sometimes I just get confused how to send a message because English and Arabic at the same time. So you read this chapter, right? The same chapter, which is Surat Al-An'am, right? Chapter 6, right? Read it, right? Please read it from 151 to 153 because I'm not going to say all that in English. It takes ages. As I said, I'll write things down. So I don't want to make it too long. But if you want to be guided, you have to go do your research yourself. I'm not here to guide you. You guide, the Quran will guide you. So read from chapter 6, verse 151 to 153. All right? Say, come, let me tell you what your Lord has prohibited for you. And there's a list of things you can do and things you can do, all right? The commandments of God, all right? And commandments and advice, all right? What you should do. And then on verse 153, Allah said, this is my straight path. So the commandments are the straight path, right? You shall follow it and do not follow any other paths. They divert you from his path. These are his commandments to you, that you may become righteous. See? You see how this verse is all really, I mean there's others, but how these verses just relate to each other. If you want to be guided, God said, guided to the straight path, God said, this book will guide the righteous, okay? Okay? And then he didn't just leave just the righteous, and then he said the Quran itself, we guide people, everyone, okay? And then God explained to you what is his straight path, right? His straight path is to obey the commandments. So if you follow the guidance or the commandments, you are guided. Simples. That's how you know you're guided. And by practicing the guidance, you become righteous. And the book's got other things as well. The book is not like the Quran. The Quran is part of the book, but it's not the whole book. You understand? Because the book is for the righteous, but the Quran is for everyone. Do you understand that or not? Because God would not use the book, all right, and a Quran as the same thing. It's not. Because if you're righteous, you still look into the book, you take the book as a unit, right? And that's going to guide you as a righteous, keeps you in the right straight path, right? Whole book will keep you in the straight path. So you're never going to follow anyone's path. But unfortunately, the Sunnis and the Shia, they think there's other commandments with God's commandments, and then they lost the way. They lost their straight path. They come out for the straight path that it meant to be for them, and they follow other paths of the Sunnis and the clerics and people like muftis and that. So this people's path will take you away from the straight path. Simples. So do you think, even if you hate me, if you think you hate me, do you think this mufti and his co know what's in the Quran? When they actually bring you everything from hadiths, a bridge, you go past it, some of us struggle and fall down, hell, and you know what I mean? It's just these people are misguiding you. They are misguiding you. These people, what God calls, they hide the truth. They're hiding the truth in the Quran with hadiths, Bukharis, and all this made up history that you can't prove. It means absolutely nothing. It's written by little kids or by someone in charge, or the politicians, all fake crap made up by human beings who wants to look like a prophet. They want to look like a prophet. They want to look like their idol. And they say, he's not an idol. Of course he is. You even want to look like him. And you don't even know what he looked like, but you want to look like him. You created a picture, just like the Christian, like a white Jesus. They have it. You created another picture of the prophet, and you want to look like him. As if the prophet wants you to look like him or act like him. Because Quran, Islam hasn't got a uniform, hasn't got a jilbab or qamis, or it doesn't have a uniform. It can't have a uniform because it's not a label. It's an act. Islam is an act. You act upon the commandments and the guidance in the Quran. It's an act. You can't call yourself a Muslim. People have to see it. You see, only God knows if you're a Muslim or not. You have to be peaceful. Do you understand that? So this law made up a uniform. Women, they covered their women, our women, not just their women, our women, because I've got sisters and I've got like cousins and all that, they were there. They covered our women from head to toe, right? God did not say that in the Quran, so they're following the Hadith, and that is taking them away from the right path, the straight path of God, right, to the path, the crooked path of this the Hadith, right, and their ideology. And I think I've said enough. 26 minutes. All I have to say is, right, peace out.